If you've tried to build on a raft in ARK Survival Ascended, then you've probably ran into this problem. You lowered your foundation, you got it in the perfect position, and just as you are snapping the last few, you realise that your raft isn't functional. You can't drive it, and it's an absolute nightmare. It had me pulling my hair out. But the good news is, I've found a technique that works 100% of the time and will lower your foundations so far down that not only can you build on your raft, but you can drive it. It is fully functional. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. Let's get cracking. Alright Tinkers, I'm Toastbloke and I'm back with another ARK Survival Ascended guide. And you'll have noticed I've got a few rafts in front of us because today I'm going to show you how to place foundations on a raft the proper way so that you can build on your raft, but not only that, you can use it as intended. You can drive it, because at the minute if you lower the foundation into the raft, it's too high to drive the raft, and if you use a foundation and pillar, it's a bit better, but you still can't drive the raft. Using my little technique though, look what happens. You can stand on your raft, it's covered in foundations, and you can drive it. Now it is a little bit ugly. You can see the raft through some of the materials, but metal, I must say, looks absolutely perfect. So it's not the biggest thing to complain about. I will try and refine this and get it better in the future, but right now, this is the best way I've found, and I want to show you because we want to be riding our rafts. We don't just want them sitting there looking pretty. So let's get on to the next raft, and I will talk you through exactly what I've done to be able to pull that off. Now the first thing I need to do is align myself with the raft, and we can do that by driving the raft and then dismounting the raft. Now I'm not going to touch my mouse because I don't want to turn left and right. I do not want to rotate my character until I've done a few of the first steps. The first step of which is to have a little look for a specific marking on the join where I've been kicked off onto, and it's this join here to the left of the central plank. The mark that you're looking for is this one right there in the middle of my screen. It's a little bit tricky to see sometimes depending on the time of day and the weather, but it's always there, I promise you. And what you want to do is you want to get out a pillar, and we're going to align the pillar with the bottom of the mark. Now I like to make sure it's the right hand side of the pillar, not the batten going across it. And then from there you are going to strafe to the right and get that pillar bang in the middle of the central plank. And that is the centre of the raft perfectly, pretty much anyway, give or take a little. Now we're not going to place this pillar, this is just to find centre. If you can eyeball centre and you're happy enough, you can skip a few of these steps, but I like to get things right. And the first thing I need to do after that is switch out to a sign, a wood sign. And I'm going to place that. And I'm going to try not to rotate my character. And if I don't, and I keep things good, if I can just get out of here, I should be able to pick my pillar back out, and it should snap into, well not snap into, more like push up against the sign. And you can test that by walking backwards and forwards and also looking up and down. Basically, you want the pillar to stop moving at some point, and that is the correct placement. We're not going to place it though. We're going to click fire once just to make sure that it's holding position, and then we're going to do another little trick. You want to pay attention to the wood sign. Between the top plank and the middle plank is a join. We want to look at that as a point of reference, but also in the centre of the pillar you might notice there's a column. There's a column running straight up the middle, bang in the middle between those two tallest ones. We want to be looking at the top of that because we're going to try and align that with the join going through the sign below the top plank, and that looks about right to me. When you've got that, you can place it. There you go. Now you're allowed to rotate, so have a little song and a dance, enjoy yourself because you're free again. And we're just going to pick up the sign, and that is the perfect pillar placement right in the centre of the raft, but it's also going to allow me to do a trick to place my foundations correctly. Now the next thing you need to grab is a ceiling, and you're going to pop that in the middle of the pillar. And the way that we get the adjusted height is by using a quarter wall and snapping that. It's trying to go on that, we'll do it this way, don't want it on the other raft. Snapping that to the edge of the ceiling. Now once you've done that, you're pretty much good to go. You can get out your foundation and it will snap. Now you want to make sure you snap it so it's in line with the ceiling and the pillar, otherwise you're going to have a bit of a weird raft. You're going to have a 2x3. We want a 3x3, so I'm just going to place that there. And once that's done, you can pick everything else up. Get rid of your scaffolding. You are now ready to place the rest of your foundations. So nice and easy, grab them out, snap them around the outside, and you are pretty much done. There we go. I've got my little raft here. It's covered in foundations. I can build on it, no problem, but I can also drive it from anywhere, which is a great feeling. Just to show I'm not faking it, there we go, we're off. We are driving our raft covered in foundations. Now then, I did mention to you that some materials look better than others. Maybe we should have a quick little look at that. I'll show the thatch. This is what the thatch looks like. Oh, I didn't want to place that there. I guess I'll place one in the corner and change that one. I'll show you, we'll go for stone in the middle. Need to get the stone foundation out, just like so. And then we can go for metal on the end. You've seen the wood. I don't need to show you that anymore. Little bit tricky trying to get these to go where you want them. And then you can just get a feel for what the different foundations look like. And the better the material, the better it looks. Thatch, you can see the raft popping through a little bit, not great. Stone, not too shabby to be honest. I could deal with that. But the metal, like I say, is absolute perfection. Which makes us think tech will probably also look pretty darn good. Although, I haven't seen what tech looks like yet. So that is the trick. That's how it all works. And I hope you can make good use of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the rest of this raft in metal. And we're going to build it up just to make sure I'm not pulling anybody's leg here, because I've not done a lot with this yet. I've just figured this out. But I'm really, really happy with the technique so far. So let's start by placing some walls around the raft. And we'll go for a standard PvP kind of raft. No, that's not how it works. But the kind of general thing you would see knocking about in the water on a PvP server. It's obviously going to be a bit different to what I'm used to, because the last time I built anything like this was in ARK Survival Evolved, and we didn't have full-sized walls. We also didn't turn walls into doorways, but I'm happy, it's cool, I like it. So there we go, we've built that around, plenty of space, and I can still drive the raft, so that is gorgeous. Let's get out the door and fill in that little gap there. Bam, we can do that, perfect. We're going to want something to get in and out on, and what I've noticed is you want to use the ceiling or you want to use the stairs. The ramp, for some reason, it doesn't go very low into the water due to its angle. It's actually really difficult to get on to your raft using it. But if you do that, it's an absolute dream. So I'd recommend the stairs or the ceiling. The ceiling looks a bit odd on some materials, but it's pretty good on the metal. And I guess all that's left to do now is to stick a roof on. I'm not going to take this too high. I don't see the point. I don't want my raft to be a skyscraper. Although, you can feel free to do that. I guess the good thing now, though, is because everything's a room high, structure limit won't be as big a problem because you can fit everything in just a one wall high space. Now it feels a little dark in here. Maybe I should have put a window in or a hatch frame or something. Let's do that just to make it feel a little bit more cozy since we're going to be working in here. I've gone from the beautiful blue ocean to this horrible, cold, metallic rust bucket. Well, it's not rusty actually, is it? No, it's pretty good quality. It's pretty good quality. But you know what I mean. It's cold, it's harsh, and I'd rather be outside. So we're going to pop a window in so I can see. Oh, gorgeous. That's beautiful. And then we'll put a little hatch frame. Was it a trap door you can do in the roof? I think it's just confusing because everything's everything now. It's a cellar door. That's it. That's what I want. Beautiful. And I can open that too. And it feels like I'm in a base, but I'm also getting a little bit of sunlight. I like that. I like that. Now what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go and craft some things up, maybe some structures, and just put them down. Check that they're working here. Make sure everything's dandy. I don't want to be filling you with false promises or setting you up for failure. So we'll check it all over. And if things work, then this video will go out and we'll all be good to go with better raft building. I'm super excited. You know how I said it was a little bit cold, dark and dingy inside of this raft? But it started getting to us, so I came up the craft on the roof, and I feel much better for it. But what I didn't feel good about was the fact that when I tried to test plates and structures, none of them, other than the bed, would place on the raft. Now the good news is, it's fixed itself. And do you want to know how? It could be one of two things. I think it's because I went back to my other raft to see if things would place on that and went out of render. Maybe I wasn't even out of render, but when I came back, everything started working. The other thing I did was place something on the roof and pick it up. So it could be that too. I'm going to have to do a little bit more testing. But either way, it seems that leaving your raft and coming back means that you can place anything everywhere. And the cool thing is, because they seem to have got rid of pipes and cables, I can even have a cooker on my raft. That's pretty incredible. I'm loving it. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a few things about and just see what works and what doesn't. For example, will snapping work? It does. And I can snap things wherever I want in the raft, can I? Yeah, that's fantastic. Let's put the generator over here out of the way, away from the door and around the corner. Let's see what else we can put. Maybe, I'm intrigued how the air conditioners work. Do they just... Right, they're just pressing up against there. So alignment of the wall is working. Does it work on... Whoa, they go in the window. What? It's not working on this wall. It works on the front and back walls, but not the side walls. Can I free place it though? Yeah. It just doesn't like being there. I wonder if it's because the foundation is technically hanging off the raft. Maybe this isn't big enough to get a hitbox. But yeah, we'll stick these behind here anyway. Let's put one right up next to the door. And then if snapping is on, they should snap to each other. They do. That is so cool, and they take up way less space. I'm going to get excited here because I've not used a lot of these things. I'm still in a thatch base on my playthrough right now. But that is super cool. I feel like it's going to be so easy with the new wall height to actually build a good little raft base. I'm thinking about just sticking a bed somewhere. In fact, we'll get some important things in first. How about a fabricator? Let's flip that. Can I get it to... Yeah, that'll align to the back wall again. But the side wall... Oh, it does a little bit. It does a little bit. It sticks there, but then it disappears. So let's place that in there while we can. Nice. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a little bit finicky trying to get things to align to the walls. But other than that, we seem to be having zero problems. What happens in free placement? Do you know what? I wonder if I can get things a bit closer. No, it seems to be falling off the side. Right, that's all good. We're all good. Oh, that was partial. Hang on. I get so confused because on some of these things, right, it tells you what's coming up next on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, it seems to tell you, unless they've changed it, what mode is actually currently activated. But let's get this lined up here. I guess you could always use the ladder trick if you really wanted to. Where is that? I don't want to be inside of the fabricator. Let's put it there. Nice. Look, we can fit so much in here. This is so cool. Wonder how the forge is going to work. I might try and put them down this side. Make it easy if I was playing to load them and unload them coming straight in the door. I'm going to want to flip that, I guess. And I would like snapping on. I guess this doesn't snap, but it'll snap to itself. I'm guessing that's how it works. So let's pop this right up in this corner and see if it'll work. It will do. Very nice. We can go all the way around if we wanted with the forges. Anything else I think super important. Obviously the bed, the grill goes in nice. And it looks like some of these things will actually clip. So I'll probably get a lot more in if I wanted to be messy. Just would have liked these to look nice, but they're not going to, are they? No, they're not going to. Let's just stick it towards the back wall there. See if I can still access the generator. I can. Beautiful. We've got no problems here. Look at this raft base. You could have only dreamt of this in the original ARK game. Right, beds. We definitely need beds. I might just slip one. Where? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's going to be a little bit more tricky to place things than I first made out. But at the same time, I've not come up with a plan here. I just want to make sure everything worked. And if I could have this little base on a raft, I would be over the moon. And like I say, I've not put it in. But if we want, we can have a cooker too. Where do I think I could squeeze this in? Do you know what? Probably stick it on the roof. I wonder if you can. I've not tried, obviously. I've not tried any of this. So, yeah, it looks like everything in place on this raft as long as you go out of render or you leave it and you come back. I'm going to have to do some tests on that and I'll update you if I find anything out. Now, you'll notice I've got another box here. This one, though, this one is a motorboat. I thought I'd try my technique on the motorboat, and it worked. All I did was place the pillar in the center of this square, or at least position it there, and then put in the sign, and I repeated the exact same method. And this works. I can turn it on, I can drive it, and all is good. It's pretty much the original design. I haven't moved the window on this one yet, that I did on the other side, and I had the same problem. I actually couldn't place anything, only the bed would place on the motorboat. But I'm hoping, now that I've been backwards and forwards, and I'm trying out my little trick, I guess this is my confirmation of if this is what makes things work. We're going to place the same things, do the same design. So let's start out with the generator. It's working! Get in! Right, so this is spot on. So yeah, if you don't seem to be able to place anything, maybe you've just got to run away and then come back later and everything will be fine. Because that is what my experience here is. I pop these up near the door. I'm just going to do the same design and make sure everything works. And if it does, honestly, I'm over the moon with this little discovery. Could be my crowning achievement in ARK. Very much so. Back wall. Get it to do the little stick in the corner. Yeah. It's only the alignment that's a little bit scuffed. Other than that, everything is perfection. Super happy, super happy. Just pop that there. Might have got a slightly smaller gap there, which is better. It'll mean that when I put this grill in, it fits a little bit more nicely. I might not have to be so aggressively on top of the generator. Beautiful, beautiful. Does look better already. So we had designed that, but I like it. Where did I... Yeah, I put these in this corner, didn't I? I lined my toes up with the foundation, flipped it, got it in the corner where it would go, and then snapped along. Oh, I'm not lined up. Oh, I must have one toe bigger than the other, because it didn't seem to work that time. Probably because I'm in, you know, when you go into this mode, it kind of tilts your person a little bit, tilts your character, and it tilts the foundation, not the foundation, the forge, to make sure I get this right. There we go, lovely. I think I stuck the bed up top here. I did. And then, did I just stick the cooker in the middle? I think that's what I did. I think that's what I went for. Where is it? Let's just do it. Beautiful. And there we go. We've got our raft built. It's a little bit cramped. It's not a design I would actually use, but it's just cool to know that we can fit everything we would possibly want to take on a raft with us on a raft. And the fact that the raft can be driven and works, not only the raft, the motorboat. We're on a motorboat right now is just incredible. I'm super proud that I managed to work this out. Now then, it is a little bit janky. There are some issues. The fact that things didn't play straight away and I had to run away and come back to get them to. The fact that it's just a janky method altogether. But we got the end result we wanted. We got the end result that we wanted. Just remember, if things aren't placing, run away, come back, and they should. But I'm super proud. They look great. These two little tin boxes, one on a raft and one on a motorboat. So, I'm going to call that there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the episode, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. That way you will know when the next guide comes out, or building tips and tricks video, or even the next episode of my playthrough. As well, I have got a short on this if you want to check that out. It really goes over the process, super quick, super focused. It's really clear. I'm sure you'll find it helpful. Other than that, if you want to get involved with the community a little bit more, check out the links in the description below. Come join the Discord and that. It would be class to see you. But until next time, you guys take care and I'll catch you later. Cheerio.